Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about ventricles of brain. So let's start. Ventricular system is a set of communicating cavities within the brain which are responsible for production, transportation and removal of cerebrospinal fluid. And ventricular system consists of four ventricles. They are left and right lateral ventricles, third ventricle and fourth ventricle. And the embryological origin of ventricular system is from the lumen of neural tube. So let's see in the diagram. This is the left lateral ventricle, and of course this is the right lateral ventricle, and this is the third ventricle, which is connected to fourth ventricle by cerebral aqueduct. And let's move on to the lateral ventricles. We will be going to discuss about each and every ventricle one by one. So let's start with lateral ventricles. Lateral ventricles are the largest cavities of ventricular system. So these are located in their respective cerebral hemispheres. So the lateral ventricles are nothing but the telencephalic cavities or the telencephalic vesicles during the embryological period. The shape of the lateral ventricle is C shape, and it consists of a body, atrium, and three horns. So the three horns are anterior horn, posterior horn, and the inferior horn. So the anterior horn project into frontal lobe, and the posterior horn project into occipital lobe, and the last horn, inferior horn, will project into temporal lobe. Inferior horn is the largest of all the horns. Next, let's see in the diagram. So this is the anterior horn of lateral ventricle, and it is body or central part, and here it is the atrium, and this is the posterior horn, and this part is the inferior horn. So the lateral ventricles will drain the CSF into third ventricle by means of foramen of Monro. It is also called as interventricular foramen. Next, let's move on to the third ventricle. So the third ventricle is a cavity of diencephalon, and it is present in between right and left thalami. And the third ventricle is bounded laterally to the thalamus. Laterally, it is bound to the thalamus. Anterior inferiorly, it is bound to hypothalamus, and posterior inferiorly, it is bound to subthalamus. And next, let's look to which it communicates superiorlaterally. Superiorlaterally, it communicates with the foramen of Monro of lateral ventricles. And posterior inferiorly, it connects to fourth ventricle by means of cerebral aqueduct or aqueduct of Sylvius. Aqueduct of Sylvius is located in mesencephalon or midbrain. Next, anteriorly, third ventricle have two protrusions. Namely, they are supraoptic recess, which is also called as chiasmatic recess or optic recess, lies above the optic chiasma. So here you can see the supraoptic recess. And then the second thing is that infundibular recess, which is above to optic stalk, and this is infundibular recess. And let's move on to the last ventricle, that is fourth ventricle. So the fourth ventricle is posterior to pons, and the upper part of medulla oblongata, and it is anterior to the cerebellum. And the fourth ventricle drains cerebrospinal fluid into the subarachnoid systems and central canal of spinal cord. So, fourth ventricle can drain the CSF into two parts. One is into the central canal of spinal cord, and next is into the subarachnoid system. So let's look about the subarachnoid system. The first one is cerebellopontine or pontocerebellar system. It is located in between the cerebellum and pons, and this cerebrospinal fluid drains into the cerebellopontine system by means of foramen of Luschka. And these foramens are located laterally to the fourth ventricle. And next, the second system is cerebellomedullary or cisterna magna, which is the largest system, and it is located in between cerebellum and medulla. And CSF from the fourth ventricle drains into the cerebellomedullary system by means of foramen of Magendie. So this foramen is located medially and posteriorly. Let's look in the diagram. So these are the foramen of Luschka, which are located laterally to the fourth ventricle, and this is the foramen of Magendie, which is located medially and posteriorly to the fourth ventricle. And next, terminal ventricle, or it is also called as ventriculus terminalis, which is visible in fetus and children, but it is usually absent in adults. So ventriculus terminalis is nothing but a widest part of central canal, which is near or at conus medullaris. And next we move on to the production and pathway of cerebrospinal fluid or CSF. So the production of cerebrospinal fluid is by means of choroid plexus. So choroid plexus is nothing but simple cuboidal specialized epithelial cells which are called as ependymal cells. So these ependymal cells are present in the lining of each ventricle. So let's look the pathway of CSF. So first it is produced in the lateral ventricles, then it drains into the third ventricle by means of foramen of Monro, or it is also called as interventricular foramen. Then from the third ventricle it drains into fourth ventricle by means of cerebral aqueduct or aqueduct of Sylvius. And next, from the fourth ventricle, cerebrospinal fluid can be drained into two paths. One is into the central canal of spinal cord and one is into the subarachnoid space. So in the subarachnoid space, it is drained laterally and medially into the cerebellopontine system or cerebellomedullary system. Then from the subarachnoid space, it is drained into superior sagittal sinus, which is the dural sinus, which is formed in between two layers of dura mater, which is periosteal and meningeal layers of dura mater, and it is drained by the help of arachnoid granulations. So it only allows CSF in one pathway, that is from subarachnoid space into dural venous sinuses. And then from the superior sagittal sinus, it drains into internal jugular vein. So this is all I got for this video. Hope you like this video. Please do share and subscribe my channel. And if you have any suggestions, please drop in comment box. Thank you.